Intro. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to The View from Here, Behind Enemy Lines. Mike, you have anything you want to tell the audience today?
Well, Saudi Arabia just joined the fight in the Middle East. They went into Yemen, denied Houthis the opportunity to receive weapons from a plane dropping them off. That's nice.
That is nice. Yeah, the Houthis are on the side of Iran. And Iran attacked, yesterday, I think it was, they attacked Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and I think Jordan.
Well, there's a coalition.
Oh, and Oman.
Yeah, there's a coalition of Arab countries that are joined together, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But
the mullahs, it's basically right now, I think it's a Sunni Shia thing. You know,
it looks like the Save America Act is going to pass because they have 50 votes in the Senate, and Vance will make number 51, which will get it to pass. That's the case. That will radically change the election this November.
But that jerk-off Thune still has to bring the bill up onto the floor, and that's what he's not been doing.
Well, let's see what happens, one step at a time.
And I understand that it takes 5 senators to call for Thune's resignation. Then they have then they elect a new leader. That's a new speaker. That's what they should have done months ago.
Right. Well, I don't. I really don't know anything about that procedure that takes place in the House and so forth, and the Senate. But the thing is that the report is that they're acting as though it's already passed. So whatever difficulties they might be experiencing in the past, they seem to have gotten past it, so to speak.
Yeah, and I saw a video that's going viral of Jane Fonda, Hanoi Jane, and other people claiming that this would disenfranchise black voters because they wouldn't be able to vote because they have no ID. And then you see a bunch of black people saying, "How the hell do you think we get driver's licenses? You know, how do you think we drive cars? How do you think we go to the bank? How do you think we buy booze? All that. It's all bullshit from the left. That's all."
Well,
they just want to stop that because they know that if the SAVE Act passes, it may be the doom of the Democrat Party as it's constituted today.
Well, whatever it is, it's going to make elections fairer because only American citizens will be voting.
True. And that's what the Democrats want to avoid because they know that most American citizens, except for the far left wackos out there, who want socialism and so forth, will not vote for them. Most Americans,
right?
And that's why they need the illegals to vote for them, because the illegals, hey, you give them this, that, benefits and driver's licenses and ability to vote, and they're going to vote for you. Sure,
it's expensive.
And they shouldn't be voting at all. They have no right to vote. And then I hate when some of these leftists are saying, some of these Democrats are saying that everybody has a right to vote. Everybody has a right to come in. The so-called Democrat socialists, they're saying this. Everybody has a right to come here and a right to vote right away. Bullshit. No country in the world does that.
Well, even if you're a communist, if you're a communist, then rights are given by the state. If you're not a communist, rights are given by God. So therefore, are you saying that the state is giving them? See, the thing is that...
Well, that was the whole point of the Constitution.
Here's the thing. Let's say you have a little business and you have a union and stuff. Do I have the right to go into a union meeting and vote even though I don't know anybody there? No. So the thing is that you don't have a right to vote in a number of environments where people that are part of that organization or group get to vote. So this suicidal empathy, this sensitivity at all costs beyond reason, is ludicrous, and it is It's a sign of a mind that's incapable of recognizing what is correct and conventional and what is excessive. That's all.
I
This
disagree in
is
part because these people do know what
yeah,
is right and what is wrong, what is excessive, and so on, but they're pushing for it anyway. Okay, they're
absolutely.
pushing for the wrong thing because their goal is to destroy our republic from within using our own constitution against us whenever they can. That's the only time they use the constitution is against us.
Well, they're getting rid of the many of their own Democrats to ensure that there's going to be less dissent when they do these extreme
But
situations.
they're replacing them with so-called Democrat socialists, which are nothing but Marxists.
Well,
Okay,
you know, yeah, actually, the new phraseology from the Democrats about Marxism, communism in their political party is style. They say that these people have a different style of democracy.
yeah.
Style, you know,
Let me
like
tell you,
they bought a new pair of shoes. Okay, it's just something they're wearing. It's just a it's just the way they talk, etc., etc. No, no, these are people that want to usurp the American government and take it over for themselves and turn it into God knows what. Because frankly, they don't seem to have a working model.
yeah, I heard Victor David Hansen. I listened to one of his podcasts today, and he was talking about how the Democrats are trying to get to appeal, trying to appeal to the average Joe. For example, they'll have Pete Buttigieg grow a beard, but then he starts talking, and he's talking the same leftist points that he did before, and about stuff that most Americans don't care about. Same thing with what's his face, the guy who was having an affair for 20 years with a Chinese spy while he was on an important Senate commission. What's his
Yeah.
name? I can't stand the guy who farted on live TV.
Okay. Um,
Swallowwell.
the funny thing is when I hear his name, for some reason, it sounds like a Baptist minister.
Swalwell. Oh, because you're thinking of Jerry Falwell. And who was
Yeah.
the other guy? The guy who got caught having an affair? Jimmy Swaggart. Swaggart and Falwell. There you go. Hey, it's a combination of the two names.
I
Swalwell.
believe within the last day or two, also France just passed a law making it illegal for.
Hold, Mike. I have to take this. It's Tim. My son. He's leaving tomorrow. Hold on. See if I can
Anyway,
pause this.
what's happening is that there's
Hold on.
uh,
Hold on. Okay. I'm sorry for that interruption. Go ahead.
so here's the news line I'm looking at right now. European Parliament expels Muslim Brotherhood's youth coalition. Okay.
Good.
Okay, the European Parliament has excluded a pan-Muslim youth organization from its activities after 33 parliamentarians demanded its removal, citing documentation that links this network to radical Islam and Muslim Brotherhood. So this is happening.
This is
European,
Europe taking its country, taking itself back.
yeah, they're basically saying that you can't go into the schools anymore and basically groom everybody for Muslim concepts. That is a process that's used to basically take over a country is to get to their youth. So they ain't buying it no more. Finally, France is doing something.
It's about time. Shoot.
Yeah, well, it's hey, do not bitch about it. Yes, you're right. It's about time, but the fact
No,
that
no, I'm saying I'm glad it's
they're
happening.
doing something, I can say
Yeah.
more than I can say about New York City with Zohan Dummy.
That son of a bitch. There's one really good. I think she's a councilwoman from Staten Island, Vicky something. She's very outspoken, and she is extremely outspoken against the Muslims. God bless her, and she's one of those typical New York Italian women. She'll say what she wants to say, and she's not going to be stopped. Anyway, okay, what else was I going to say? Oh, and last week, remember, the European Parliament voted. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was like a 2-1 margin. 2/3 of the Parliament voted to get the hell these illegals out of their country.
It'd be nice.
It'll be very nice. It's the only thing that'll save Western civilization, because these scum who are coming in. You look at what they do. I look at them and even Dearborn, Michigan, and Patterson, New Jersey. It looks like you're in a Muslim country. A Muslim shithole, I should say.
Well, that in what was it? I forget the country. It might have been Denmark. That basically said, first of all, if you come here, you have to learn the language. Second of all, you can't create your own little
enclave
communities.
Yeah, the no-go zones.
And you can't show up unless you already have a job waiting for you and have enough money to cover yourself.
Yeah, and don't tell people they can't sell bacon or they can't walk dogs and things like that.
Yeah, screw that shit.
Screw that.
As a matter of fact, there was a conversation that the Muslim people are very unhappy when they hear music coming out of your phone for like your phone call. They don't like that, right? I said,
they don't like any music.
There's a way of solving that problem. Basically, get the Jingle Bell song done by the dogs. Ruff, 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 ruff.
Yeah, I came up with that idea last year. Remember?
I did.
No, I said it first.
I came up with it first.
No, we're gonna do that, huh?
Okay, and
we're gonna do a Pee Wee Herman thing. I know that I said it. What about you?
Let the dogs out. Yeah, enough of this bullshit. The thing is, if you're out there and you think that it's essentially the same bullshit we had to do with the pronouns. Like, if you have a particular goofy fucking pronoun that you're calling yourself, we're supposed to abide by that? No. The same thing with your dog and your anti-porky thing, although I don't eat pork for my own reasons. The thing is that you talk about an insult, you talk about being rude, you demanding it couldn't be ruder. Who the hell are you to tell somebody that they can't walk their dog, you bearded cocksucker?
Yeah, or you can't listen to music in your car.
Yeah, eat me. Tell that to a Puerto Rican.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, tell that to some guys dancing around a boombox, if they still do that these days.
Yeah, well, the thing is that we've been tolerating this bullshit for a while, and basically any of these agitators are going to get kicked out of the country. And if you're a Muslim and if you're not a jerk, yeah, sit down.
There was a Communist Control Act passed in the 50s. I got to look more into it. I haven't been able to research it in detail yet.
You want to hear
funny? What?
You want to hear
communists cannot be allowed, are not allowed by law to hold office in the United States. You were saying?
There's this little eatery, okay, that's in my general area, right? I won't say who it is because I don't want to get in trouble.
I know who it is.
But the thing is that so these guys are Muslim, and okay, they serve food that has bacon on it. So that's
like my friend Leo years ago, decades ago. He was Jewish, but he was eating ham, and I asked him, you're Jewish, right? He goes, yeah, of course. He goes, I said, so why are you eating ham? Because I like it.
Right. Well, here's the rule: if you're Jewish, how you can eat ham. You cut it up into small pieces so you can't really see it. But yeah.
No, the prohibition on pork way back then was valid because you could get a lot of, excuse me, you can get a lot of diseases easily from pork. Nowadays, it's more controlled. You can still get certain things from pork, but you won't get it regularly like they used to.
The biggest problem with American pork is they artificially make the pigs fat, and that's not healthy for the people who eat it.
No, and they're feeding. This is in the United States. We can't export our pork to Europe anymore because of that.
Yeah,
because of the stuff they're feeding them. Anyway, if it comes to a war between Muslims and us pork eaters, I think we should have, since we don't have hand grenades because our government doesn't allow us to, we should have packages of sausage and throw it at them as they're charging.
Just get yourself a black powder gun, fill the barrel full of black powder, get a percussion cap, and toss it. When it hits the pavement, it's going to hit the percussion cap. Since the whole thing will be filled with black powder, it won't have any place to go. It'll blow.
What are you talking about? The sausage?
Talking about grenades.
Grenades. Oh,
you brought it up.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm sure we could come up with American ingenuity would come up with a way to do it. I mean, we're the ones who invented guerrilla warfare when we fought the British. Remember,
Actually,
they were upset because we were shooting at them from behind cover inside of the trees and then running away.
I think the Native Americans were the masters at it before we were, because we learned a lot of tricks from the Native American people. Because the French Indian Wars, oh my God, they had to deal with that stuff, man. The indigenous people, they don't want to.
No, but they would hide in the woods and attack because they didn't have at the time. They didn't have guns like the colonists did.
But they eventually
but they would confront it. What we did against the British, we could stay 80 yards away and fire and then run. Okay.
Right, but you have to see them. And the thing is that the British troops were wearing bright red. The indigenous people were wearing nature. So, I mean, I get it. Gunpowder gives you a tremendous advantage. Okay? You don't require as much skill as a warrior to fire a gun. You don't. But the thing is, if you got somebody who's 40 feet up in the air hiding in a tree and an arrow comes and hits you and you drop like a rock and people wonder where the hell did that arrow come from. I mean, Native American people used to look at the terrain and they would hide in plain sight in spots that were not at what you would call peak locations. Like, they're not at the height. They're not at the bottom of the valley. They're somewhere in between because they knew that's how the mind works. They're very, very capable. Yes, you're right though. They didn't have the firepower, but later on they got they got
it later on eventually.
Don't forget, we were good enough to give some Indian tribes a bunch of guns because we wanted them to help us fight. We were good about that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The Brit. Oh, I saw a video today of some council in I don't know where. Tommy Robinson posted on X. The council of some town there. They sent people to houses. These bureaucratic cocksuckers to houses that were flying the British flag and removing the flags. It's not your property, jerk-offs. 1, 2. It's a British flag. It represents the people, the indigenous people of the British Isles, okay? And these scumbags, these traitors, are taking them down because they offend the Muslims, okay? Every single politician, every single police officer in the UK, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales should be removed from office, tried for treason, and as soon as they are convicted, hang the motherfuckers on live TV.
When the indigenous people of these various countries snap, it's going to be bloody.
Oh, it is going to be, yes. And you know what? I'll be rooting for them. I will be rooting for them because, what the hell? Oh, I got to plug this in before I
I,
die.
I tell you who won't be rooting for them. Rosie. Rosie O'Donnell will not be rooting for them. And you know what? Whoever's on the losing side, it'll be because they have Fauci giving them the stab.
Oh, have you seen that meme? They're using it. Some people are putting it on as their profile picture. You see Fauci inside, his head inside a box, and you got those flies all over, like the flies that he let eat the puppies. That would be an appropriate punishment for that genocidal maniac. He has killed so many people, starting with the AIDS epidemic, which he screwed up totally. Yeah, he killed a lot of what?
He's a figure piece. It wasn't just him. He had
it wasn't just him, but he was the one who put everything in place. He was the trigger.
Right, but he was also a PR man. He was there to sell it. He was somebody's lackey.
Yeah. And a lot of people still believe him, even when he said, "I am the science." Oh, well, that's a big promotion.
Yeah. Well, do a Mobius tube, okay, and stick your head up your ass. His days are done, and
yeah, he's already in his 80s. I'm afraid he's going to die without paying for his sins. But you know what? I believe there's a God. I believe there's an afterlife. And I do believe there will be divine retribution.
Well, that's a lovely idea. And that would be very nice if there was. But I think that...
Which brings up a question, by the way. If atheists don't believe in God or heaven or hell, why do they get so pissed off when people tell them, "Oh, you're going to hell"?
I wasn't aware they get pissed off when you tell them that.
You weren't aware what?
I wasn't aware that I've never spoken to an atheist and told them about. The only thing I do to an atheist...
I haven't either. But I mean, there are atheists who get pissed off when people tell them, and I don't think they should tell them. Just hey, forget it.
Well,
but they tell them what you're doing is going to take you to hell. But if you don't believe in hell, why are you going to get upset?
They're probably pissed off simply because of the fact that you are basically confronting them and insulting them. How dare you?
Probably. Yeah.
But when you're talking to an atheist and they expose themselves as such, and you say, "Are you an atheist?" and they go, "Yes, I am," then the proper response to that is, "Well, don't worry about that. God will forgive you."
No, the best thing is they really get pissed off when you say, "I'll pray for you anyway."
There was this comedian that was talking about God versus nihilists. That some people believe that there was nothing, and then there was the Big Bang. And he says that's one hell of a fucking miracle from nothing. And he says so he says if you go ahead and if you die, okay. If I die, I believe I go to heaven. If you die, you believe nothing happens. You just dissipate, which means you're also with your creator.
Yeah, who created you? Who put you on this earth? Are we a hologram? Even if we're holograms, there has to be a creator.
That's the joke. The joke is that they believe that nothing is the source of all being. And if they die and they just dissipate, then they're back with their creator.
Yes, they become one. They become one with their creator. Yes,
it's kind of like that old statement, like what happened to the Zen monk who goes ahead and orders a hot dog and says, "I want one with I."
No. It's a Buddhist monk. I know this joke.
The vendor asks him, "How do you want your hot dog?" How do you want it? He says, "I want shit.
Make me one with everything."
God damn it! God damn it! You remembered the punchline. And I didn't. Okay,
I
maybe
read
one
it
with
a
everything.
couple of times the last 2 weeks. That brings up another thing about the quantum physics, the quantum existence, where everything is related to everything else because everything is energy, and something. You ever have a thing where, for example, you're thinking of somebody that you haven't talked to or heard or thought about in years, and all of a sudden, like within the next couple of days or so, you get a phone call from that person, or you see that person somewhere, right?
I have on occasion had experiences that seem that the timing is insane, especially when I'll give an example. My Blu-ray player broke. That I'm watching it one morning and it broke. It's gone. Damn, have to throw it in the garbage. I walk outside my door. I go to my garage, my car, which is parked across the street, and somebody's having a yard sale. I go to the yard sale. Guess what they have for sale? A
A Blu-ray.
Blu-ray. That's what I'm using right now. So
Yeah,
that's the thing is that that is
you
definitely
wanted, you
ser-
needed one, and the universe gave it to you.
as it gives me everything else.
There you go.
Everything that comes to you comes from Mother Earth and Father Son.
Mother Earth, Father, Son.
Because in the Cherokee tradition, Native American tradition, the
Okay.
sun generates energy. Energy touches the earth and makes the earth pregnant with life.
Okay.
Without the sun, there is no life on earth. Without the earth, there is no life. The sun's just sitting by itself. So the two of them together, it's also seen as the male and the female. The female receives, and the male projects, ejaculates, if you want, and more accurate.
Speaking of that, reminds me of a bunch of videos I saw today on the flatworm. I don't know what the species, but it's a flatworm species where the flatworm is androgynous, so it has male organs and female organs. It can be a father and it can be a mother. Now, when two flatworms meet each other, they start fighting. They start sword fighting with using their double pronged penises. They're trying to fight each other, trying to be the first one, and they can last up to an hour to battle, trying to be the first one to pierce the other one and thus inseminate that one. Now, the winner gets to walk away and have a carefree existence because all he's got to do is take care of himself, and that's it. The loser is stuck being the mother, and now, God damn it, now I got to look for food all the time because I got to feed myself and feed what's inside me. And when they grow, I got to take care of them when they're born. So
Sounds like
they
my
don't
first.
want, they don't want to lose the fight because they don't want the work. It's a lot easier just to hunt for yourself and rather than the family.
Hey, that's actually nicer. I mean, the Black Widow kills its mate, and so does the praying mantis. The
Rips
male
his head off and eats it.
takes the praying mantis, and at the moment of orgasm, she rips his freaking head off, which is and not the head that would be fun, but the one that holds your hat on.
Yeah,
So
and he keeps going. He keeps going.
Yeah, because as we all know, when it comes to orgasms, men don't know what the hell they're doing. They're just like they're losing it, man. They're out of control. But so and here's another one about women. Let's
So be
just
careful if you ever hook up with a woman and she grabs your head at time of orgasm. Ugh.
yeah,
Especially if she
well,
opens her mouth and comes close.
yeah. Well, here
You ever get a biter? Go
a
ahead.
little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you get a little bit of everything. And you get around the block a little bit.
Yes.
But yeah, it's one more thing about females. The female mosquito is the one who sucks your blood. How prophetic.
How
She's the
how
female
non-ironic.
mosquito.
How non-ironic.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
I
just,
wonder. Wait a
yeah.
minute. I wonder if there are gay mosquitoes that will also suck your blood.
Well,
I remember
you know,
David Brenner. David Brenner had a great joke about mosquitoes. He said, "The male mosquito does not bite. The male mosquito is the one that makes the noise. That bzzz, that's a male mosquito. The female mosquito is silent, but she's the one who will bite you and take your blood." So he said, "So if you're next time you're in bed and you hear bzzz, don't worry about it. It's okay. But if you hear nothing." I saw him perform that live in Las Vegas.
That male mosquito is running interference for her.
Yeah, right.
Well, the thing is, yeah, there's a lot of imbalance about male and female when it comes to the law too, especially in marriages and divorces and so forth like that. There's a lot of guys who've been wrongly treated simply because they're guys, and they give everything to the woman, and the guys get nothing. Yeah.
Sometimes not even visitation.
Yeah, I mean that. I mean, men are not as heartless as women like. Oh, there was a thing. Jordan Peterson was asked a question about what's the solution to toxic masculinity? So Jordan Peterson honestly answers the questions. He says, well, responsibility. The more responsible a man is, the more dutiful he is, the more supportive he is, et cetera, and whatever. And then she wasn't happy with that answer. Okay, the woman who asked the question. And so then Jordan Peterson goes, define toxic masculinity. And she couldn't.
Yeah.
She couldn't. She's using a term.
He outlined probably. She considers toxic.
But he answered the question without contest initially by giving her an answer that, yeah, just basically responsibility eliminates the possibility of toxic masculinity. And he said, I don't particularly care for that term. You could be equally feminist toxicity,
Toxicity. Oh, all the Karens are toxic feminine. Not even feminine, really. They're just toxic.
I'll tell you what.
There's very little femininity about a lot of these raging Karens.
When you see one of these rotund, purple-haired, nose-pierced, lefty female, I'm presuming they're females, and they're going, I'm not going to have sex with anybody until, and I'm going,
yes,
thank
exactly.
God.
Yes, we don't need more of you.
Thank you, Lord.
That's what I answer on their
That
post.
is toxic femininity. That's also delusional to think that anybody wants a piece of that. Although they do have one thing going for them. Males' desire for sex is pretty
diminished.
strong. So,
well, it's diminished by them.
Yeah, get somebody young enough and horny enough, they'll go after it.
True.
Especially if
well, all you got to do is get some guys fresh out of prison.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
Bada boom boom bing. Well, it doesn't mean he hasn't had sex.
That's true. No, but with a woman. With a real woman.
Oh, you're making it harder and harder for me to counter.
Oh, speaking of real woman, there was some idiot was being interviewed by at some congressional hearing or something, and he was talking about what was it? He believed that basically he believed that both genders were capable of getting pregnant. And the woman is saying, "Can you give an example of anyone any male who has given birth, gotten pregnant, and given birth?" And he said, "Yes, trans women." She said, "But they're not real women. They are biological males." And he kept insisting on saying that pregnancy. He wanted to protect pregnancy for both sexes. Come on. These people are really wacky.
Well, yeah, when you're that delusional, when you're that mentally disturbed, a direct argument is not going to help.
And he didn't look, and what he looked like was like an accountant or a banker or something. You know, he didn't look like, didn't have any blue hair. He was older too. He was probably in his 50s, I guess. And he's just a damn fool. You know. Anyway, but these, maybe not just a fool. Yeah, they are trying to destroy society, societal norms. They want to cause chaos so that, you know, they can take over. And that's that.
Well, even, you know, the one thought that came to me is that regardless, let's say he doesn't really believe that. Down deep inside, he doesn't believe it. But he feels he has to get people who would argue with him to argue with him. You know, it's just to prove that he stands with these other folks. Just to prove it.
What it proves is how stupid his argument is and how stupid he is. If he believes it.
Yeah, well, he's not very good at it. But the thing is that,
no,
you know, it's not about whether it's true or not. It's whether or not you actually stand to protect the trans people. You know, a trans person is a person who has chosen to despise their sexual apparatus and possibly make it inoperable, and therefore eliminate the possibility of having offspring. So, you know, when you're having sex with somebody who is also the same sex, regardless of whether or not you consider that, then you're not going to have children. If you're not going to have children, then I hope you enjoy the orgasm, because that's all you're going to get.
If you can even get an orgasm.
Who knows? Who knows? You know, these plastic surgeons are like, I think, you know, the plastic surgeons who do these operations, they were the ones who, when they were kids, when they were 8 years old, their parents gave them at Christmas the game Operation with the little guy with the buzzer nose. And, oh, look, I'm going to take his femur out. I'm going to take his arm out. Yeah, they just want to play with you. I mean, I bet you to some extent that's an ego thing. I'm going to make this person look like something they're not. Woo! Because essentially that's what plastic surgeons do. They're
it's a God complex, a different kind of God complex.
There's an exception. Like if somebody had an accident, you could make it look like they're okay. Yeah. That's nice stuff. But you know, some of this other stuff, man. I mean,
it's like
people have been
that
doing.
Book that was written about those twins that, you know, one of them, the circumcision was mangled, was messed up at birth. So they decided, okay, what we'll do is we'll make this one into a female, and you raise her as a female. But the kid always felt like he was a boy, and always felt, you know, angry and stuff, because he didn't want to play with dolls. He wanted to do boy stuff. And he was very, eventually he realized, and, you know, what happened. He learned what happened. I don't remember what the windup was. There was a book out on it about, 20 years ago. It was, I can't remember the name of it though. But it's about an accident that they tried to turn him into a woman, but it didn't take. Even though they treated him as a woman since he was born.
Well, you know, the thing is that, you know, what a lot of these people don't understand is that being a man or a woman is more than just having a facade. It's not fashion, okay?
Yeah.
So the thing is that you can't put on a set of clothes and be that sex. You just can't. And they just don't.
You might be able to pull it off looking like it, but you're not.
It's still a costume. You know,
exactly.
It is, you know, and here's the thing. If you're like a transvestite and you're into wearing women's clothes and you're a guy, I don't have a problem with that. Because you know, it's like, it's what, I mean, clothing is right, exactly. But this whole idea of butchering yourself, I think that's a
That's taking
mental
it
illness,
beyond.
and I think that in the past you would have gotten some therapy and possibly gotten used to the idea of maybe admitting that you're homosexual,
Yeah.
and just have a more normal life, you know, um, because you can have a good life as a homosexual, you know, not not the life I would choose, but okay. So the thing is that it's just like I would rather see these people do that, you know, and have a chance at what I call a more normal life, even though that's homosexuality is still in the minority. Let's hope.
Yeah.
For the sake of Elon Musk and his sending people to Mars, he needs more bodies to go to Mars.
Well, he wants to be buried on Mars. I mean, right now he's concentrating on getting to the moon because that's the closest step right
That's
now.
actually easy. That's easy to bury him on Mars because all you gotta do is send him. You don't have to
Send the
worry about
rocket
life.
up.
If he's dead, you don't have to worry about life support or anything. Just send the freaking rocket, let it crash on the freaking planet. It's fine. It's
Yeah,
good.
Gene Roddenberry, who created Star Trek, he's up in space, floating around in space somewhere. You know?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they shot his remains up into space, and I don't think he's in orbit. I think they said, "Okay, goodbye." I don't know if they directed it at the sun or if they directed it to the outer reaches of the solar system, whatever. Oh, did you hear that Voyager I or Voyager II apparently passed across the solar system limits,
Yes.
and it said it turned around, and I didn't. I saw the headline about it, but I haven't read about it. You heard anything about that?
I believe on November the 18th, it will be one light day away from us, which means a uh, a signal traveling at the speed of light will take 24 hours to get from it to Earth. And then, you know, so that will be a light, they call that a light day. And it passed the radiation barrier that basically encapsulates the solar system. Um, NASA has done some amazing stuff. They moved the program around so this way they could handle a damaged chip. Um, I believe in 2030, um, the uh, the nuclear material on the Voyager will go out.
Okay.
That's that. Um,
But it'll
there's also
keep traveling throughout space until it hits something.
right, right, or not. But the other thing is that uh, it also sent back some data that of objects that are moving in a manner that are not considered natural. Also, when they crossed the barrier and they sent back information, um, the scientists thought that once you pass the barrier, things would be pretty empty out there. But there's a lot of activity on the other side of the radiation barrier. So there's that.
Okay.
And that radiation barrier is protecting us from outside radiation. So
See, I
that's a
didn't
really
even know about that. I mean, all these years, I never knew there was a radiation barrier outside the solar system
I just
at the edge
discovered
of
that
the
about a week ago when I watched
solar. Okay.
because that information is starting to come up a lot.
All right. Yeah, the headline I saw was that Voyager had left the solar system and turned around, and what it showed has astounded scientists and
Right,
scared them.
right.
It
That's
scared them. It said.
the bodies in space that are moving in peculiar ways,
Well, I got to
and
read up on this then.
it's also possible that there are some people that are theorizing that that Voyager was receiving information from these bodies in space other than Earth.
Then what would that have done?
I don't know. I mean,
In other
first of
words,
all,
Voyager had that and maybe sent it back to Earth.
No, in other words, something communicated with it.
Oh,
It's not going
okay.
to send something back to Earth unless it's programmed to do so.
Okay.
But the thing is, if you have somebody who's capable of hacking Voyager and changing the data, I don't know what that is. I
Sounds a
mean,
little.
they didn't expect Voyager to last more than 4 or 5 years out in space.
Yeah.
So it's
So the nuclear core is degrading then.
yes, and sometime around 2030, they should go black.
Black. Wow. And what year was it launched again?
I think 77 or 72. I forget which. It's 49 years, so whatever the math is.
So it'll be 53 years then.
Don't forget Voyager 2's out there as well. And Voyager 2 confirmed.
So this was Voyager 1 that passed this
Right.
thing, not Voyager 2.
Voyager 2 is out there as well, and Voyager 2 confirmed these objects were there.
You remember the Star Trek movie, Voyager?
Oh, that miserable, stinking movie.
You didn't like it.
Despised it.
That part was interesting about it when it turned out it was Voyager.
Because that was actually from the original series. There was they bump into this like a Voyager thing out in space, and it had crashed and joined with, I don't know.
And people were worshiping it. The people on the planet were worshiping it.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I don't remember the story very well, but I do remember there was.
Yeah, it gave orders, and they listened to whatever it said and did what it said.
Yeah, you're thinking of C-3PO.
No. I'm talking.
And the third.
Two different universes, basically.
Yeah.
There.
C-3PO was being worshipped by the Ewoks, which were the dumbest, really stupidest alien creatures in the world, because the fucking teddy bears were teddy bears with stones and arrows and spears took down the Federation, whatever they were, the bad guys. So
what, the Federation or the Empire?
Empire.
Yeah. Well, they set traps, right? Like they were hunting big game.
Yeah, they had a lot of. They had what, minutes to do that? To get two big ass logs up in the air and have the at walk across and come down, boom, and take it down? No.
Well, they had that trap set already. They had that trap set already a long time. Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe they used to hunt dinosaurs with it. You know.
Yeah. You're making up stuff. The original Ewoks was.
How do you like the findings of recent years that show that fossil fuels are not from dinosaurs? They're not fossil fuels after all. They're all over the earth. Okay.
Right. They're actually natural product of the earth.
And this is why, when they say, oh, we're going to run out in 10 years. Oh, we're going to run out in 5 years. We're going to run out in 20. No, because it's all over the place. You just have to know how to extract it. They found a new way of extracting it through fracking.
Remember the phrase, follow the science. Oh, wait a second. Science said that the dinosaurs, it's dead dinosaurs. It's not. Follow the science.
Yeah, so, right. That's the whole thing. That's why, when freaking Al Gore said the science is settled. No, science is never settled. That's what science is. Science is questioning everything. That's what science is. Okay. And if you're a scientist, you're a researcher, you are checking to make sure that this is correct or not. Whatever theories.
Science will give you a best guess. But the thing is that
the only reason it might be overturned. Like What,
It wasn't just follow the science. It was
you went
follow
out.
the
I don't know what
expert.
happened to the sound.
It wasn't just follow the science. It was follow the
Yeah,
experts.
he was the
Yeah.
expert.
Oh, we have another
Yeah.
expert here. Oh, thank you. That's what we need.
I
So,
saw a video of this girl the other day. She was on some show claiming that we didn't need gravity. Gravity was invented, but was something that we didn't need it. That the white man invented it. And the guy asked, "What white man invented it?" Oh, and she did come up with Newton's name. She thinks Newton invented gravity.
wow,
Okay,
wow, that is a level of
rather than
stupidity
discover.
I've never heard of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh my God. It's a.
give that woman reparations. She's earned it.
Oh, have you seen these young women who they ask them how many states are there? And
Yeah.
48. That was the closest, 48. And then the guy points behind him. There's a flag on the wall, and she starts going, "Are you counting?" Yeah, I'm counting.
Yeah.
American education. I mean, we way back when learned a lot more than kids learn today of what really mattered. You know.
Well, the interesting thing is that the people that they ask are usually gorgeous. They're actually pretty people, and
Brainless.
brainless. Yeah, young girl.
You know what? You know what? I saw you. I heard years ago that a lot of models, especially photographic models, just aren't that bright. They're beautiful, but not bright. And then if you look at pictures, especially I started noticing the pictures from Victoria's Secret, the models, it might be due to them being on drugs because they'll work like 16-hour days sometimes. But these girls, they some of them have a blank stare, like there's no life in them at all. And occasionally you'll see one that you could see life in those eyes. Okay, but look at pictures of models from now on, especially the beautiful ones.
Well,
You can tell that some are brain dead and some have life and intelligence. You can tell from the eyes.
last time I checked, Donald Trump got himself a winner.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
So
And you could see in her eyes too. Come on, she speaks 6 languages, 7 languages, whatever.
she's sharp. So let's call it a day.
Yes. All right. We hope you enjoyed this little conversation that we allowed you to eavesdrop on over here at The View From Here Behind Enemy Lines. Please visit our website, theviewfromhere-behindenemylines.net, and we will see you again next time. Have a good day, folks.
Bye bye.